This is Audrey and Kerby
and Kerby Lauderdale
with Dunkard DVD News. We're here in Berkeley, California at the Graduate Theological Union, an interfaith and interreligious and interdenominational consortium of seminaries and divinity schools. We're talking with people today to find out what other religious people think about our denominational name, the Church of the Brethren.
And what do you think of the name? What does it suggest to you?
Good question. The name itself suggests a sense of community, a sense of being together.
Have you ever heard of the denominational name Church of the Brethren?
I have not.
What is your reaction to that? What sort of thing does it suggest to you?
I guess I would say that I don't have any kind of anything to draw from that, because I'm kind of new to religion altogether in terms of organized religion, from growing up Catholic and just finding the UCC recently, and so I don't make judgments because I didn't know that there was anything besides, a certain kind of Christian, so I don't have an idea. I couldn't even guess.
Okay, that's fine.
I probably think I don't make any religious connotation outside of like medieval. I think a long time ago when I hear the word brethren, and that's it. I don't know.
So, have you heard of the Church of the Brethren?
I've heard, yes.
And what did you think of when you heard the name for the first time?
Well, I thought of intimacy, I guess, because for us, from my African perspective, brethren means we are one. So I see a lot of intimacy, a lot of having things in common. That's what I thought of.
Here. Have you heard of the Church of the Brethren?
Only because I know you, Audrey.
So I'm glad I'm here. And what do you associate with the name Church of the Brethren?
I think the first thought that comes to my head is some ascetic, some monastery, where there are lots of men in lovely flowing robes that are looking very pious, walking around and perhaps chanting.
That's great.
That's what I think. That's
Great,
the image
thanks.
that comes to my mind.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you thought the first time you heard it?
Well, I knew that wasn't right because you are a
Right.
member of that congregation, going, well, Audrey's here, she's not chanting, and she doesn't have a long flowing robe, so I knew I was wrong somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Church of the Brethren. But I've since, when she told me that, I went and looked it up. I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
What do you think of when you hear the name Church of the Brethren?
I think of nice people that I've known.
What did you think of when you first heard the name?
Church of the Brethren?
Right, very first time.
I probably heard it in a religious studies class in college with a whole bunch of other names and just filed it away. It was one of many things.
Feel very warm about that name in learning about it, and that and peaceful. My feeling is peaceful in that name, and that's come from learning to hear about the church.
So you do know something about
I do know a little bit about it. Yeah, I focus on peace. Yeah.
What do you think of when you hear the name Church of the Brethren?
Whatever.
Nothing comes to mind.
Brethren? It sounds male. Is brethren more male in it? That's all I'm thinking about.
It is.
Okay. Well, then don't name your church that. Name it something else.
All right.
Great. Have you heard of the Church of the Brethren?
Not until I met Audrey.
And what did you think of when you first heard the name Church of the Brethren?
Well, it sounded to me to be sort of a brotherhood kind of thing, as the word brethren goes. But then I talked to Audrey, she told me it was all about like peacenik hippies, so that's cool. Maybe it's a brothership of peacenik hippies.
What do you think when you hear the name Church of the Brethren?
Church of the Brethren is, I think,
conservative, but I forget what it is. So that's the only thing that really comes to mind right now. So,
coming from MCC, I think it's not inclusive. So that's my first thought.
Church of the Brethren.
Yeah, well, what does that make you think of, or what do you associate with it?
Well, I see in my mind's eye people, a church that is focused on people, but that has taken as its vision to build a sense of community. That is what I hope. I have not associated personally with it, but I think that's what it is on it. I think it's a good thing. Yeah.
Think of the name Church of the Brethren.
Well, you know, it sort of comes to mind, but I can't really place it as something that I have a recollection of. No, I don't have any bad feelings about it.
What do you think?
Nothing there.
Yeah, there's really nothing that comes to mind, I'm afraid. Sorry. Church of the Brethren.
for some reason, I think Church of the Brothers, but that way. That's just my my ignorance on
Understandable.
in denominations and
Church of the Brethren. I think it sounds nice. Sounds warm.
What do you think of when you hear the name Church of the Brethren?
Oh, well, I know a little bit about it because of Audrey, but
when you first heard the word.
when I first heard the word, honestly, men.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Right.
sort of, you know, that's what I first thought of.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. I think, and so I guess I would have, you know, had I not been exposed to it beforehand. I mean, I hadn't heard of it before.
Right.
You know, I met Audrey, but I'm sure that, you know, thinking it back, it would have definitely been, you know, sort of like thinking about this sort of group of men and, you know, just doing, you know, just sort of in that sort of separate sort of way.
Right.
Although then also there is that sense, brethren, there is that sense of community in that. So that would maybe would have made me think a little bit. But yeah, that's my reaction.
Very good.
So, yeah.